Have you ever wondered where a thought comes from and where it goes? In this video, we dive into the fascinating journey of a single thought, starting with its very inception. Imagine this: you're sitting in a quiet room. The hum of the air conditioning is the only sound. Suddenly, a thought flashes across your mind. Maybe it's an idea for a novel or a solution to a problem you've been wrestling with. But where did this thought originate? It seems to have appeared out of nowhere, a spark in the darkness of your mind. This spark, this birth of a thought, is a complex process that occurs in the brain. The prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain just behind your forehead, plays a crucial role in this process. It's responsible for things like decision-making, planning, and abstract thinking. When a thought is born, it's like a light bulb turning on in this part of your brain. But it's not just the prefrontal cortex that's involved. There's a whole symphony of neurons firing, communicating, creating a network of electrical impulses that forms the basis of this thought. This process is so fast, so instantaneous, that the thought seems to appear out of the blue. Let's return to our quiet room. The thought, once born, doesn't just sit idle. It begins to grow, to develop. It might start as a vague idea, a stray thought, but as you focus on it, give it attention, it starts to take shape, to become more concrete. The writer might start to outline the plot of their novel, the characters, the settings. The problem solver might begin to see the steps needed to resolve their issue. This thought, which started as a tiny spark, is now a flame illuminating the mind. But this is just the first step in the journey of a thought. From here, it will interact with memories, influence decisions, stir emotions, and ultimately shape our actions and behaviors. The birth of a thought is just the beginning of its journey. Now, think back to a fond childhood memory. How did that memory become a thought? As we delve into the intriguing world of thoughts and memory, let's consider this. Memories are the footprints left by our thoughts, and these footprints guide our future thoughts. In the vast labyrinth of our mind, there's a section known as the hippocampus. This little part of our brain is like a librarian, meticulously cataloging our experiences and storing them as memories. It's a tireless worker, taking the raw data of our experiences, converting them into a format that can be stored and then tucked away in the vast library of our mind. When a certain trigger presents itself, like the smell of freshly baked cookies or the sound of a familiar song, the hippocampus springs into action. It navigates the winding corridors of our memory library, retrieves the right memory, and presents it to our conscious mind. That's when a memory transforms into a thought. Let's imagine a scenario. You're walking down the street and you see a group of kids playing with a kite. Suddenly, you're hit with a wave of nostalgia. You remember a sunny afternoon from your childhood when you and your best friend managed to fly a kite for the first time. That memory, safely stored away in the hippocampus, has now resurfaced and become a thought. This thought might inspire you to buy a kite and relive those carefree days, or maybe it simply brings a smile to your face. Either way, your present thought, born out of a past memory, is influencing your present actions and emotions. This is the magic of our mind. Every thought we have is a delicate blend of past, present, and future. It's a complex dance of memory retrieval and processing, leading to decision-making and emotion. Our past experiences mold our present thoughts, shaping the decisions we make. It's a fascinating journey, isn't it? As we continue to explore, we'll find out more about how thoughts evolve during decision-making. So, stay tuned. Ever been at a crossroads, unsure of which path to take? You're not alone. We all face difficult decisions. And it's in these moments that our thoughts evolve in fascinating ways. Imagine being offered 2 job opportunities. One is a high-paying position at a prestigious company, but it demands long hours and high stress. The other is a more modest job, offering less money but more time for family and hobbies. This is the crossroads, and your thoughts are the compass guiding your decision. These thoughts don't just pop out of nowhere. They're influenced by past experiences, current circumstances, and future aspirations. They're not always purely rational either. Our brains are hardwired with cognitive biases that can tip the scales in one direction or another. For instance, the status quo bias might make us lean towards the familiar, making the modest job seem more attractive. On the other hand, the halo effect might sway us towards the prestigious job because we associate it with success and prestige. Our thought process also involves weighing up the pros and cons. This is where our thoughts become a little bit like a seesaw, balancing and rebalancing as we evaluate each option. We might consider the financial security the high-paying job offers, but then we think about the long hours and stress. We contemplate the work-life balance the modest job provides, but worry about the lower salary. It's a mental tug-of-war with our thoughts pulling us in different directions. But eventually, a decision is made. A thought evolves, matures, and solidifies into a choice. And it's this choice that sets the course for our future. It's important to remember, though, that no decision is ever perfect. We can only make the best decision we can with the information we have at the time. And even if we make what seems like a wrong decision, it's not the end of the world. We learn, we grow, and we adapt. Our thoughts guide our decisions, steering the course of our lives. Ever felt a rush of joy or a pang of anxiety due to a single thought? Each of us has experienced these emotions, and it's fascinating how a single thought can stir such a whirlpool of feelings. Let's imagine a scenario. You're sitting comfortably in your favorite chair, sipping a hot cup of tea, when suddenly a thought pops up. A memory of a loved one who is no longer with us. Almost instantly, you're swept into a sea of emotions. There's a smile remembering the good times, a pang of sadness for their absence, and maybe even a hint of regret for the things left unsaid. Just like that, a single thought has stirred up a cocktail of emotions. But why does this happen? It's because our thoughts and emotions are intricately linked. When a thought arises, our mind evaluates it, taking into account our past experiences, our beliefs, our values. This evaluation then triggers a corresponding emotional response. Simply put, our thoughts can dictate how we feel. Think about it. When you're anxious about an upcoming event, it's your thoughts about what could potentially go wrong that are stirring up those feelings of unease. Similarly, when you're excited about a holiday, it's the thoughts of all the fun things you'll do that are causing that burst of happiness. Now, here's the interesting part. While our thoughts can stir our emotions can also shape our thoughts. Ever noticed how when you're in a good mood, even mundane things seem delightful? That's your emotional state influencing your thoughts. Understanding this link between thoughts and emotions is crucial. It reminds us that we are not at the mercy of our thoughts. By being mindful of our thought patterns, we can influence our emotional well-being. For instance, if negative thoughts are causing distress, we can consciously replace them with positive ones. It may not be easy, but with practice, we can train our minds to foster thoughts that nourish our emotional health. Our thoughts not only shape our decisions, but also our emotions. So let's strive to cultivate thoughts that uplift us, inspire us, and make us feel good. After all, our mind is a garden, and our thoughts, the seeds. Let's sow seeds of positivity and reap a harvest of happiness. So, a single thought goes on a fascinating journey, doesn't it? From the birth of an idea in the intricate folds of our prefrontal cortex, we've traced the path of a thought as it weaves its way through the labyrinth of our minds. Let's take a moment to revisit this captivating journey. Picture the spark of a new idea, as spontaneous as a light bulb flickering on in the dark. This is where it all begins, in the bustling hub of our brain, the prefrontal cortex. From this initial spark, our thoughts begin their adventure, darting through the mind like quicksilver. Next, we find ourselves in the realm of memory, where past experiences and knowledge lie in wait, ready to shape and mold our thoughts. The hippocampus, our memory powerhouse, leaps into action, retrieving relevant memories to give context and meaning to our thoughts. The journey doesn't stop there. Our thoughts then plunge into the realm of decision-making. With the weight of cognitive biases and the scales of pros and cons in our hands, every thought undergoes a rigorous evaluation, a dance of decision before moving forward. Finally, our thoughts dip into the well of emotions, stirring up feelings that color our world. The interplay of thoughts and emotions is a beautiful ballet that defines our emotional well-being. A single thought can inspire joy, provoke anxiety, or instill peace, painting our life's canvas with diverse hues. And so, the journey of a single thought, from its birth to the emotions it evokes, shapes our everyday lives. It affects how we perceive our world, how we remember, decide, and ultimately how we feel. Understanding the journey of a thought can give us better control over our lives. It's a reminder that we are not just passive recipients of our thoughts, but active participants in shaping them. Now think about this. What's been your most powerful thought journey? A thought that sparked an idea, dredged up a memory, led to a decision, or stirred up strong emotions? I invite you to share that journey in the comments below. Let's continue to delve into the fascinating world of our minds together. Take care.